It's me, I'm C, and this is Kickback Astrology. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Alright, I'm sorry, I quit. But you know what time it is. Grab your guards, grab your woodies, grab your glasses, do what you need to do. Kick back how you kick back. I'ma kick back how I kick back. And let's get into some of these birth charts. Come on with it. So today we're gonna talk about Miss Keyshia Cole. We're gonna get into her birth chart. Keyshia Cole was born on October 15th, 1981 in Oakland, California. If you want to type it in, do your thing. As usual, we'll do Sun, Moon, and Venus for women and Sun, Moon, and Mars for men. So let's get into Keyshia Cole's birth chart. And what is Keyshia Cole most well known for, aside from her music? We oftentimes associate Keyshia Cole with her relationships, her many failed relationships, according to some people. You know, according to me, the girl just I need love. Like Cool J said, the girl just needs some love, man. Don't do it like that. Alright, I'm done. But like I said, what do we know of from Keyshia Cole? We know of her music, we know of her family, we know of her relationships. Those are the three main things that we associate with Keyshia Cole off the top. So with that being said, you can tell just from watching her, if you've ever really kept up with Keyshia Cole, she's trying to find a balance in her life, especially between her personal and professional life. And I say that because when in this, you really can see it when she got with Booby, because we weren't privy to any information really about her prior relationships aside from what she's told us, or what Young Jeezy says here or there, but he doesn't really say much. So, but when she got with Booby, you could tell that her scale kind of tipped a little, because she completely disappeared from the music industry, and at the time she was very successful and she had her own TV show and everything, and it kind of threw people off, like, what's going on? But she lacked that balance. She didn't know how to be a professional singer and be a mother and a wife. She didn't know how to, so she was trying to figure it out. So that's why you saw, like, on her, what was the first TV show? Not the first one, because the first one was The Way It Is, but her first one with Booby, what was it, Family First or something? And then she had the other show with him. But you could tell that when it comes to her family and her professional life, and you could even see this on The Way It Is, she either tries too hard to bring the two together, or she just completely goes one way or the other. So, like, when she first got on, we weren't just introduced to her, we also were introduced to her family. See how she's kind of bringing her family into it? And some people might look at that as exploitation, or, using your family to come up. But she's really, that's who she is. Like, she's really family oriented. Like, if you know a Libra, they love their family. Like, almost can't separate themselves from them unless they have family problems or something like that. But a Libra will always they'll always have some type of family foundation, whether it's right or not. But they'll try to create that even if they don't have it with their original family. And you saw she was trying to bring her family to get back together on the show. So we weren't just introduced to her professionally, we also were introduced to her personally, all in the same swoop. You can also see that with, like, a Cardi B. She's a Libra. You weren't just introduced to her. You were introduced to her and her, her sister, and then her, like, it wasn't just her. It was her family. It was someone with her. They're always, 9 times out of 10, a Libra's going to have some sort of partner, whether that's a best friend, their mother, like, it's never just going to be one or the other. They're going to try to bring in that professional with that personal. They're going to try to mix it in and balance it. You look at T.I., even T.I., he's a Libra, he's a man. You see how he has that family hustle show, or whatever he had. I think they're bringing it back, but that's neither here nor there. He had that family hustle show that's mixing the two in together, because you're making money off of your show with your family, but it's family oriented, it's family based. So you're trying to blend those two together. But what oftentimes can happen is they don't quite mix so well, because like they say, never mix what they say, never mix business with pleasure. Never mix because it just doesn't end up working out. And you see what happened when she tried to do that. She's still, we don't really even know what her status is with her mother and her family. Like, they, it was like one day they were on the show, and then the next day we didn't hear from them ever again. And then Keyshia Cole was just over it. And then you saw how she dealt with her sister when her sister tried to reach out to her. Like, you don't really want to mix your business and your person. You see what happened with T.I. and Tiny? Their divorces are spread all over the TV, and then they want to get mad, but it's like, you're the one who chose to mix the two. So Libras have to be careful with that. They have to learn how to balance the scales without necessarily having to combine the two. You know what I mean? Keep your business business, keep your personal personal, and be able to function within those two individually. Also, with Keyshia Cole being a Libra, you can really see it through her music, because what is all of her music about? Love, right? Relationships, right? And get over it, right? Keisha will be all in love, then she'll forget him, and then she'll be back in love, and then Tisha will take that emotional roller coaster. Keyshia Cole knows how to express that really well. Like, she can really communicate her feelings well. Even in her, it's in her voice. Even you can really hear the pain in her voice. You can really hear what she's going through. She can emote very well and express herself very well through music. Remember, Libra's an air sign. Air sign rules. I'm an air sign. Air sign. Air sign's main motivation is communication, right? One of an air sign's main strengths is communication, right? So a lot of times air signs will be able to express a lot of things, but they aren't necessarily able to feel, so to speak. Like, they can talk about an emotion a lot better than they can actually sit and be in the feeling. Like, they have to bring it out, they have to express it, so they can do that very well. So you can see that in her music, where she's able to put into words very deep emotional pain, and just not even always pain. It could be love, pain. You can really hear it in her voice and in her words and what she's saying, how she's feeling. So that also has to do with her being a Libra. And Libra's all about love and relationships, and not even just love relationships, but marriage, business partnerships, everything. So you can see that's why a lot of her music is based around relationships, family, things like that. We also saw that she was willing to put her family on display for the world to see. She was willing to put her relationship on display for the world to see. But she wasn't necessarily able to handle the backlash or the things that came with doing that and putting your family in the spotlight and putting your business out there. She wasn't necessarily able to handle what came with that. And that's what a lot of Libras have to be careful of, because just because you have a good heart and you're coming from a good place doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has the best intentions. Everyone isn't built like you. So a lot of times a Libra will get that misconstrued and see themselves in other people, when in actuality that person isn't that way. You're just, reflecting, because Libra is about we are. Aries is I am. So she has to be careful. You can see that in Keyshia Cole so much. Like, the way she just, not necessarily always, but the way, and I don't know if it's the media just portraying her that way, but the way that she's always like associated with like a dude or her family, or it's never just about her. Like, it's always other things and other people that are related to her, but it's not even necessarily her. We don't even know what's going on with her half the time, but we'll know what her mom's doing, what her sister's doing, who she's dating, all of that. But we have to wait until we get her music for her to really be able to express how she felt about it and what she's going through. Libra is ruled by Venus, so Venus rules your pleasures, how you relate to others, really how you receive. So, well, I should say attract, not receive, but it really how you attract people or things or what you're attracted to or what you like. The pleasures, the good life. That's what Venus is, the good life. Venus just wants to live the good life. So you can see that through Taurus and Libra, which are both ruled by Venus. So with that being said, as a Libra, she has to be very careful that she doesn't overindulge and make a lot of dumb purchases and be really impulsive and not really think about what the end goal is, because a Libra, that, remember, Saturn is exalted in Libra, so a Libra is going to be grounded and they are going to be able to hustle and think. A Libra can think and come up with a strategy and a plan and execute it, but they they may do all that and then blow all the money, like spend the money before you get it. A lot of air signs have that problem where they spend the money before they get it, or just being overly optimistic, or like always thinking that things are going to turn out good, and then when they don't, you just looking. They're going to think their way out of it, but you didn't have to be there in the first place had you just sat and thought about it. And a Libra will think about it for a long time, but a lot of the times, even after all of that contemplation, a Libra will still make not necessarily the wrong decision, but not the one that was in their favor, because they considered everyone else before they considered themselves. So, and you can really see that in Keyshia's chart. That has really had a big impact on her. You can see that in her relationship with Booby, where she kept taking him back, and it was just really breaking her down and really affecting her, but she just kept going. You can really see that even with her family. You can see she was putting her family before herself. She said she went broke trying to put her mother through rehab, who didn't even want to get clean to begin with. And this is while she's Keyshia Cole. Like, she's not just some regular person. Like, stuff like that. So a Libra has to be careful. You have to think about sometimes. It has to just be about you and what you think, and not necessarily about everyone else and everybody around you. And you can't necessarily pick everybody up with you, because everybody isn't going to appreciate it, and some people will take advantage of that. And I believe that's where she ran into trouble with her family, and Frankie and Neffy specifically, because she felt like, even she said this in an interview, she felt like she gave them opportunity and they just took it and ran with it and didn't really appreciate her for providing that opportunity for them. But it's like, you went out of your way to put them in the spotlight. How then you can't be mad? Like, it's that aspect of it where it's like, you're the one who put them out there to begin with. You knew who they were prior to this, and you still chose to make that decision, even though you may have felt that was what was best for everybody. Because remember, Libra is thinking about the we, and you're trying to benefit everybody in that situation. She may have wanted to just think about herself and take care of herself first and then pick your family up. You can't necessarily bring everybody with you on the way up, and a Libra will get that twisted and be trying to hang on to people and they pulling you down and you just trying to fight hard, and it's like, no, just let them go. Straight up. Because of that need to be in a relationship, a Libra sometimes can hold on to people, places, and things that don't even matter, don't bring them any value or any sort of way. They're just draining you. So she needs to be careful about that, because I can tell Keyshia Cole has been drained, because you can, like I said, she can emote through her voice, so you can hear it. You can hear when Keyshia talks how she's feeling about it. Even when she tries to play coy or tries to be passive about it, you can tell how Keyshia's feeling at any given moment. Like, period. Now, a lot of astrologers will tell you that a Libra is all about relationships, which has some merit, but a lot of the times, like, people will think like that their relationship with the Libra is different from what it actually is, or more than what it actually is. So a lot of the times you'll see a Libra with like multiple different people, and you might assume like they're just, messing with multiple different people, but you have to understand that it's all relationships. It's not just an intimate relationship. So a Libra, they're the type who will actually like have a friend of the opposite sex, and they actually like be their friend, and they're actually not thinking about doing anything with them. They're just cool. They just like to share ideas. Remember, Libra is an air sign. They just like to bounce ideas off that person. They may have this person to talk about this with, this person to talk about that with, all on a one-on-one basis. Because remember, Libra is more personal. It's not Aquarius. It's not about the world. It's about that one-on-one relationship. What are me and you going to do? What are we going to start to get this thing going and make this thing flow? You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily think that Keyshia Cole has actually been in relationships with all of the people who she's been linked to, like the Bow Wows and the Floyd Mayweathers and but for sure we know she was with Jeezy and Booby. So, but that's why you see her having a lot of emphasis on her relationships, because she is a Libra, so she's got to talk about it, man. She has to love. She has to at least try to maintain some form of relationship. You see a lot of her other relationships crumble as well, so she has to try to hold on to the ones that she has. That's why you saw her going through what she went through with Booby. But I think once she really finds someone and settles in and really hones in, she'll be fine. She gonna be fine. She need to quit messing with young boys though, because that's not really what you just keep it 1,000. That ain't what you really about. You need you a grown man who can handle that mouth and all of that, and tell you to go sit down and chill out. You don't need no young boy you play mind games with, because remember, Libra is an air sign. The mind, your thinking, your thoughts, your communication. So I think thinking is more so Mercury, but Mercury is Gemini. Gemini is air. So, but Libra is also a cardinal sign. So she probably has no problem getting up and going, putting herself out there, so to speak, starting things, getting things going. She may not necessarily always stick with them, so that's why you see, like, with her show, when she first came out, full speed ahead. Like, she had the show, she had her album, she had everything else going on, but over time she kind of fell off. Like, and you can see that with a lot of cardinal signs. Like, they'll start off strong, like you'll swear like that they're gonna be that they the ones, like, and then all of a sudden they'll be gone and you'll be like, what just happened? Like, what just happened? Like, where are they at? What are they doing? Like, but you have to understand, like, it takes time to develop an idea. Like, think of an air sign as an idea. Like, it takes time to develop an idea. Like, it's you have to first go through the experience, then you have to find the motivation to want to even put it into words, and then you have to figure out how to communicate that. So it's a process. Like, you can't just, that's why air signs will do that, where they'll just fall off, like disappear, because they're not just making anything, they're trying to communicate something. They have a message. And you'll notice that with a lot of air sign artists, like, their music always has a message, whether or not you agree with it, neither here nor there, but there'll always be something in it, whether it's about love, whether it's about revolution, whether it's about religion. Like, it'll always have some sort of message in it. A lot of air signs, like, even if it's like trash music, you'll be like, what, this is trash, but they talk about something like that. That's an air sign. Like, you ever heard a song and you like, this is trash, but that was real though. Like, that was probably an air sign song. Like, now with a fire sign, the song might be fire, but they ain't talking about nothing. Like, but with an air sign, you'll get the opposite thing, where it's like, they really said something, but that was garbage. Like, and that could happen. But with her having Venus on her sun, she's very creative, and she's able to create things that will attract other people. Because remember, Venus is attraction. So a lot of people will naturally be attracted to her, whether it's from her looks or how she speaks. She'll just naturally attract people. Think of all the Libras you know, the Cardi B's, the T.I.'s, the Eminems, the Tony Braxtons. Like, they all have a polite disposition. They all have a pleasant aura about them, even if they're not the most outspoken. The most outspoken. Lil Wayne, like, they have a pleasant disposition when you like actually watch them sit down and have interviews and things like that. They're actually really enjoyable to watch, and you'll find that with a Libra. Like, you'll enjoy watching them talk about things, even if you're not necessarily on the same page with them. Because remember, Venus is pleasant, and then Libra is an air sign, so you're pleasant communication. Snoop Dogg. See how cool he is. Snoop Dogg could probably tell you gonna slap your mama, but he said so cool. Yeah, man, I'm gonna smack the out of your mama, bro. Like, yeah, like, it's so cool. You don't know whether to be mad or not. Like, is he for real? Like, you don't even know where to go with it. A Libra will leave you in that space. Like, should I feel some type of way? Where are they going with it? Like, a Libra, you'll get that from a Libra a lot of times. So Libras get away with saying a lot of slick stuff a lot of the times because people don't know whether they're playing or if they're serious or if they're playing. So they'll just let it rock. So that was part one of Keyshia Cole's birth chart. We learned all about her sun in Libra and why we see her go through all of this turmoil when it comes to her relationship. It's not her fault. She got it honest. It might be her fault, but she got it honest. She can't help it, man. Let her live. Let her find love. Let her be in love. Just let her do her, and that's just what it is. But she gonna find him. She gonna find the one. Girl. You got Keyshia. You gonna find him, girl. I don't care what they said. But anyways, as always, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Check out part 2. Come on with it.